Alright, our learning target for today says I can graph a system of inequalities and identify the solutions. So the first part is level 2. The graphing part is level 2. We've done it before. We know how to do that. But identifying the solutions is going to put it into level 3 because we're going to have to use our brain. God help us. Now, we're going to start with this system. We know how to solve a system of equations. We can graph it, we can substitute, we can eliminate. But with inequalities, when it has this symbol, we can only graph. Because there are infinite solutions to an inequality. Are we ready? Yay. Please open this flappy. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take one colored pencil and put the mark beside the first one. Your second colored pencil, put the mark beside the second one. We're going to use those colors to shade so that we know what color goes with what line. Now, let's start with our first equation. X is greater than negative 1. Is that on the x-axis or the y-axis? The x, because it says x. So everybody go left 1 and put a dot. Now, do we have a y value in this first inequality? Do we have a y in this first inequality? No. So that means that it's going to go straight up and down. It is a vertical line. Now, does anybody remember what happens when it's just a greater than? Are we going to have a solid line or a dashed line?
We're going to have
A dashed line, good. We have a dashed line straight up and down. Did I pass out number strips for y'all?
Yeah.
Take a point, sir. Now, it says that it's greater than negative 1. So who can tell me what numbers are greater than negative 1? Will? 1 is greater, right? Take a point. What's another one? 2 is greater. So is that to the right or to the left?
That's 2. The right.
To the right. So let's shade everywhere to the right. Do you guys remember us doing this last year?
Yeah.
Good. Now, are we done or do we have another line? We have another line. Maybe. Yes, the line under it means that it's equal to. So this says y is less than or equal to negative 3. So is this going to be on our y-axis or on our x?
The Y.
The y, because it says y. So everybody start at the origin and go down 1, 2, 3. It does go this way. What kind of line is that called? Horizontal, yeah. And is it going to be solid or dashed? Solid, because there's a line under it. Good. Both of you take a point. Now, are we going to shade above or below?
Above.
It's less than negative 3.
Below.
That's below. Less than is below.
I forgot about whatever you told us last year that the negative doesn't matter with the sign.
Yes, it's only with the inequality sign. Good, take a point. So what Reggie said was the negative doesn't tell you whether to shade above or below. It's the sign. So if this was greater than, the number is greater than negative 3 or above. Now, our problem said that we needed to graph and identify the solutions, correct? Okay, so who remembers where solutions are in these? It's when they cross. So when we have one color or both colors? Both colors. So is that this point right here?
Yeah.
Yep. What about this point? What about this point? What about right here? What about right here? What about here? Okay, so give me an example one. Tell me one of those coordinates.
1 down 4.
Down 4.
No, baby. It's x then y, y'all. You have to tell me the coordinates of the point. 1, negative 4. Very good. Take a point. Can anybody tell me another one? No. C. Take a point. All right. Now, we need to talk about what's not a solution because it wants us to give an example solution and not a solution. So, not a solution would be where there's only one color or no colors. Is this point right here, -2, 2, is that a solution or not a solution? Alright, so -2, 2. What about -1, -1, 2, 3, 4? -1, -4.
Would be a solution.
Right here?
No.
But it's not both colors, is it? So -1, it has to be both colors to be a solution.
That's what I was giving this last year. That's why it was hard.
Yes, both colors to be a solution. What about 3, 3? Y'all find 3, 3 on your paper and tell me whether it's a solution or not. Reggie? 3, 3 is a solution?
No, it's not.
No.
It is not a solution. Okay, now, here's where it gets a little tricky. What about -1, 1, 2, 3, negative, well, we already said that. -1, -3. What about -1, -3?
That is.
It's right here, isn't it? But it says that x has to be greater than -1. So can it be -1? No. So -1, -3 is not a solution. When it's a dashed line, it can't be on the line. When it's a solid line, it can be. So 2, 1, 2, 2, -3 is a solution. Because it's on the line and it's a solid line. Are we ready for the next problem? Does anybody have any questions? Then we should be ready.
Yes.
All right. Let's open to the next flappy. This one. Yes, very technical term. We also have this conversation every time. All right, so take your colored pencil. Put your one color by the first one, your second color by the second one. Just get a different color pencil. There's one under your feet, actually. That's a darker yellow.
That's a pencil.
Oh.
This one is like.
Okay, get two different colors. Can you get them two different colors, please? Thank you so much. Y'all hand those markers back, the color pencils back to him. Alright, so these are in slope-intercept form. Let's start with the first one. No. What do we always start with when it's in? We start with the y-intercept. And our y-intercept is 2. So do we go up 2 or down 2? Alright, and then what's my slope?
You go up one, right, no.
Is it positive 1 or negative 1? So we go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, go all the way across. And remember, if it's a negative, you have to fall down the hill. Jorge, since you're talking, can you tell me if it's going to be a solid line or dashed line? Solid? Why? No, that's not why. Why is it going to be solid? See? See? Why don't you get someone at your table to help you? Reggie? Look at you go, Bryn. Take a point. So it's a solid line, as Jorge said, because it has a line under it. Now, does this say greater than or less than? It says greater than because it's eating the y. Good, take a point. So would we shade above or below?
Below. Above.
Above. Good, David, take a point because it's greater than. So shade everywhere above that line. Yes, with your color. Are we ready? ¿Por qué no? All right, on the next one, we always start with our y-intercept, and what's our y-intercept? Negative 2. This is where we start. So do we go up 2, down 2?
Down to
Okay, and what's my slope?
positive 2.
Positive 2, so you go up 2,
Right 1.
right 1, yes.
I knew that. You know, I did it. I said it first.
So if it's positive, we need to be climbing uphill. Are we going to be climbing uphill on these points? Then we did it right. Are we going to have a solid or a dashed line? Why?
Because it's not
Not have one.
It does not have a line under it. Good, take a point if you said it does not have a line under it. Damien, you did not say that. Alright, now it's less than. So are we going to shade above or below? Below. Take a point. No.
What was that little
Breathe.
Alright, so the solutions are where the colors overlap. See?
See.
Okay? So where do the colors overlap?
Like right up there in the corner.
Right up there in the corner.
2-1.
2, 1. Okay, so let's see if we agree with Sarah. She said 2, 1. So everybody go right 2, up 1, put a dot. Is that where both colors are? Good job, Sarah. Take a point. Can anybody raise their hand and tell me another one? Damien?
Down 2, right 1. You can do the opposite.
What about 3-1?
3, 1. 1, 2, 3. Mackenzie said 3, 1. Good. Take a point.
4-1.
2, 0 would be 1. Good. Take a point. 4, 1 would be 1. Good. Take a point.
Only
Does anybody besides Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin have an answer? No? Okay. Alright, so can we tell me what's not a solution?
1,
1, 2. Very good. That's not a solution. Take a point. Sarah?
1 negative 1.
1, negative 1. Very good. Take a point. Ever, can you tell me one that's not a solution? I don't know if he's thinking or ignoring me. Are you ignoring me? Can you tell me what this point is right here? Negativo. Negativo uno. And negativo uno, right? Yes, take a point. Alright, so those are not solutions. Natalie, do you agree with us or disagree with us? Fantastic. So for homework tonight, I want you to graph this one. Now, this next one. Before you leave, you cannot leave until I've checked off your tower and make sure everything is clean. Markers go in the third drawer in that box. The glue and tape goes in the second drawer in that bucket. When you're ready, I'll come check it, but you're not leaving until it's clean.